Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Jumping now into some post-game thoughts from a special guest.
Tonight, we're excited to welcome defensive coordinator Tyler Stinn into the NewsWatch 12 studio. There he is.
What's up, Coach?
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight.
You feeling good?
Oh, I feel great. It's a huge win for us. So fun to be a part of it.
Let's dive deeper into that.
Yeah.
Final whistle goes off, 28-26. You guys upset another top 10 team. You guys are moving swiftly through the season. What are your thoughts as a defensive coordinator first half coming out of that win?
Yeah, first half started right off the way we wanted to, getting a 3 and out, and forcing them to punt early was huge for us. And then we forced another field goal. We talked about the red zone being a huge deal for us, and making sure, because our offense have been perfect in the red zone, their offense have been perfect in the red zone, and they are hard to stop. So as you saw today at the end of that game. So, but for us, being able to get them to kick a field goal and then having another 4th down stop with an incomplete pass out of bounds, 2 giant stops in that first half to keep us in the distance. And then we came back out with a 3 and out late in that thing and got the ball back to the offense. They went down and scored and took care of business and took the lead at half. So for us, put ourselves in some bad spots, but having that 3 and out and then getting the ball back to the offense, that's what we talk about as a defense all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Coach, like you said, your defense came out hot to start off with. What was the conversation ahead of game time with your D-block specifically?
Just normal tips and reminders, making sure they I've said it all week, but keep saying it again one more time, and then we talk about loving football. Nothing more than that. And every guy in that locker room has picked SOU for a reason and picked playing football for a reason. The game grabbed them at some point, so we talk about wanting to love ball and do that as much as we can. So we always yell that pregame, and it's a little tradition I started and kept going here, and the guys love it here. So that was pregame.
Yeah, you get them hype. I mean, we see it, starting the first half, the guys came out and they were rolling. And so then heading into the locker room, what are you saying at halftime to kind of keep that juice going into the second half? Yeah,
halftime was just about more making sure we keep the course. This week's theme from Coach Brown was persistence, and I gave the defense a quote, river does not cut through rock because of its power, because of its persistence. And staying the course, making sure that we're doing our stuff, and it's never really about the other team and what they did, it's always about what we're doing, right? So anytime we look at it, team scores, it's okay, what did we do wrong on that play? Not that, teams practice and they make good plays too, but for us it's about what do we do and are we operating at the standard.
And I love that you guys really focus on only thinking about yourself. I think that plays a huge role into stepping into any opponent. But any halftime adjustments that you made coming into the second half?
Yeah, just trying to mess with the front a little bit, make sure that we were better a little bit against the run. They ripped a couple off early, and I didn't like that. And then just trying to change up a little bit of coverage, making sure that we weren't using the same stuff and adjusting some of our alignments and stuff, making sure that they weren't able to pick up on what we were trying to do.
For sure.
Let's talk about what you saw in that second half. We saw that defensive line step up for sure. You had AJ, you had Purcell, you had Foster, get into the quarterback. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw in that second half.
Yeah, they made big-time plays when big-time plays were needed. And so we always talk about being your best when your best is needed, and that's what we did on defense today. That 4th down stop was huge. Dylan Daniels with a big stick. Yona was in there as well. Those guys play their hearts on the line all the time. And being able to do that on 4th down on the goal line, 4th and 1 is awesome. And then we were able to, get to the quarterback when we needed to. That was big for us, not being able to get to him much in that first half. And that big old line is hard to get around, and they do a really good job protecting for 10 and being able to get home when we needed to. Those guys make plays, so credit to them for sure.
Yeah. And coming into the season, the big question was who's going to fill the roles of some key players that you lost last year. There has been no shortage of talent on the D-line in the linebacking core and into the secondary. What have you seen from your guys that have really needed to step up, and especially losing Cuffle at the beginning of the season? What have you seen from your whole defense to really just come out and really not miss a beat?
Yeah, they play as a unit. We always talk about playing for each other and making sure, and that's why when you ever see us on the bench, we touch somebody because it's playing for the guy next to you as much as you're playing for yourself. And then, those guys, I always tell them when they first get to camp, expectations are the position, not the age. So it doesn't matter if you've been here for 4 years, been here for 4 days, 4 minutes. It's about playing defense, the SOU way, and playing Raider defense. So they all know when they get lined up, they put the red on, they know what it's about, and just having that in the back of their mind, having the standard, and knowing that it doesn't matter who's in there. If you're the third guy, the first guy, you got to play up to that. You got to play up to that.
And a lot of your guys do say that we play for each other, and I think that translated, especially in today's game.
And then we like to say over here, stay for 4, play for 4.
Absolutely.
You've heard that one before. Those last few minutes when SOU offense was out there, obviously kind of, we didn't know how things were going to play out. And so the time is ticking. You're preparing your defense to possibly hit the field again. What are you telling your guys? AJ spoke to us after the game and said he was saying, calm down. Everybody calm down, take a deep breath, but you got to still perform till the last second. Yeah. So what are you telling your guys possibly having to go back out on the field?
Yeah, we do a little deep breath every once in a while on the bench, because we're making a lot of plays, and the guys get excited, which is great. You want them playing high, you want them playing with high energy and enthusiasm, but we got to bring them back down to earth so they can go out there and perform, and never too high, never too low. And then those guys just making sure that it's a 60-minute ball game. I told them one point, there's 21 minutes left of stops we have to go make. And so whenever, we're going up, fine, that's great. But when our number gets called and the ball gets put down, we have to go back out there and perform and do our job, as well as watching our offense go score. So you got to play both sides. It's got to get together. So
yeah. And let's jump into a big-time player making big-time plays, Gabe Foster.
Yes.
He showed up big in the past 2 weeks. Frontier Conference Defensive Player of the Year, or week, excuse me. What have you seen from him?
Gabe is a difference maker, man. When he transferred in from Butte, we were all very excited and knew that we would get Adonis a running mate, and somebody that would affect the quarterback, and he has done that just exactly what we thought. And he's a great teammate. He does it all right. He cares extremely, he cares a lot. So it's important to him, which is a huge thing for any guy coming into a new program and not knowing everybody. If you care, everyone's going to see that. Everyone knows, and when you care as much as Gabe does, it shows on the field. And yeah, he gets home. He's fast. He's elusive. He just makes plays that you can't coach. There's some tackles that he makes, and it's just like, well, I'm glad he plays for us, and that's what Coach Curry and the offense says all the time too. Hey, I'm glad Gabe's on our team. So
that's awesome.
And I know you guys don't play for the honors. You don't play for the awards. You play just to play football and win the game. But him getting that honor this week, do you think it kind of stepped up his game and heading into such a big matchup this week?
No, I think he plays that way all the time. He even was on the sideline saying, "Hey, Adonis had already caught up to me in one game in sacks, so they know exactly where they're at. They know exactly where they need to get to." So those guys, they're competing, against the other team and with each other, and it's all fun. But yeah, that guy, he's going to play that way. Doesn't matter who we're playing or what the stakes are. So
that's awesome. When I talked to him at practice this week, he said that he didn't hear about it until his mom called him, and then it was like a whole family affair, and it was the most humble explanation of winning Defensive Player of the Week. And that's the type of team that you have. It's humble confidence. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, that's Gabe. That's Gabe to a T. I'm not surprised that he didn't know. But for him and this team, it's about we. Like Coach Brown puts it perfectly, and the playing for each other and all that stuff. The culture drives what we're doing right now. Drives the winning, and it's not really is about. They're not trying to go set out and do it something for themselves. They really want it for the bigger picture and really want it for our team. So it's a whole offense, defense, special forces. It's all together. So those guys never. It doesn't shock me that Gabe didn't know, and then it doesn't shock me that like his family had to tell him.
Yeah, I love it. I thought that was the best.
We've seen some amazing defense from your team throughout the past few weeks, but obviously there's always going to have to be improvement somewhere. So heading into this week at practice, what are you kind of looking to focus on to change things up a little bit from what you saw today?
Yeah, the War Diggers present a different challenge. They are very physical, and they want to run the ball a little bit more, and they will throw the ball deep. just like Montana Western, but they are a run-first team for sure. So Landers, he's a big back and he toasts the rock hard. So it'll present a different front for us and something we have to attack and make sure that we're stopping the run and for us. But it's we haven't really watched the film yet, so that's always the thing. So that'll be tomorrow morning. So don't make me get ready too early.
Yes. You got to celebrate today.
Back to work tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we do also want to talk about every time that we're at practice or a game, Coach Stinn is always he's swagged out. So he brought a prop in. So Coach, if you will.
For our viewers at home, this is Coach Stinn on the sideline.
This is what we get to witness day in and day out. So the question that we ask is, does Coach Stinn have infinite aura?
I would not put it that way at all. But the sunglasses do allow some anonymity, and I can kind of, you don't know if I'm on you or you, and so it doesn't matter. Everyone can get it at any time. So all the guys know that. I was telling there's.
See?
Yeah.
The hood on, the glasses, that's Coach Stinn on the side.
No matter if it's dark or light outside, they're always on.
It'll be hot out.
And before an interview, he always asks, well, can I keep the glasses on? Sure, Coach. Keep them on. Yeah.
Coach, talk to me about the energy that you bring to this team, though. I mean, when the brand new coaching staff came in last year, you guys brought a different atmosphere to Raider Stadium. How do you keep that going day in and day out for your guys?
It's a group effort for sure. Coach Winfield, he's the Energizer Bunny for sure. That guy gets us up. He's always ready to go. It does not matter if we're there at 4 o'clock in the morning, if we're there at 8 o'clock at night. He is yelling and clapping and getting us ready to go. So it is a group effort. All the coaches bring a lot of energy. For me, that's all I've always been. And my wife says this about me a lot. I'm unapologetically myself all the time. So you're going to get the authentic me a lot. So it's a good thing. And the guys really took to it. So and staying with that and making sure that you only get time on the field and you only get time in the meetings room. So if you're not ready to go when you're seeing the guys, then what's the point? And practice is everything. So having high energy and making sure that we're on our P's and Q's and making sure we're executing the right way. That's when it matters the most. So if I'm not going to bring energy there, and then making it harder on game day, or making it harder in practice than it is on game day. I'm a little bit calmer this year than I have been in the past, trying to be. Those deep breaths, deep breaths on the sideline.
Calm down.
Exactly. But making it harder in practice than it is in the game is big. Those guys are already revved to the max on game day. So yelling at them or getting every once in a while they need it, but for the most part, doing that too much can psych them out a little bit too much. I don't want that either. So it's got to be a happy medium and keeping them going.
For sure. We love to see it. It gives us energy watching how much energy you guys have.
It does.
But now we want to talk about rankings.
Can I take these off now?
Yes.
The aura's off.
Keep them on the whole time. Yeah. So rankings have been something that this team has experienced a lot of this season, and it's kind of the first in a while. So now that we have beaten 2 ranked opponents and we're coming into another ranked opponent, do rankings mean anything to you now that you are going to jump?
I think rankings are always important for every. I think it means something. It means something to be ranked. You've earned that. You've earned that right. You've earned that pressure to keep it up. And I know you guys have something for one of our guys.
Hey, don't give it away, Coach. Don't give it away.
But no, I really do think it's important because it shows what you've done so far, and as you continue to grow, like earning that week in and week out. Yeah. And it's not. It is about at the end of the season, but where we're at now, it's important to show where we've gotten to and continue to, and then have that built in pressure. You gotta perform every week. You gotta perform every week.
We love to hear that response, but there's actually a pretty important guy on your team that might disagree with you. Let's pull up his tweet right now. Starting quarterback Blake Asciutto says, rankings don't mean anything. Rankings have never meant anything. Rank us in 8 weeks. So clearly, maybe the offense doesn't think that way, but I think the defense might like those rankings coming, and we're definitely going to see a jump for you guys.
Very excited.
Heading into next week, which is awesome. 2 upsets in a row.
Oh,
I mean,
incredible.
Talk about aura, talk about energy, talk about Raider Stadium.
All of the above. And Coach always says that pressure is a privilege.
He does.
So
yeah.
I think that we're moving on up.
We are.
We're only up from here, Coach.
100%.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank you for joining us in studio, and that was fun.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Anytime you want to come
Take
back.
the shades with you, and we expect to see them on a practice.
And for you two, roll Tide.
Oh, we got to roll Tide!
Thank you, Coach.
And we got that on camera, Coach.
Yes,